thank you for listening to What Happens in This House Stays in This House Strength Over Silence podcast. I am your host, Tammy Montgomery Dozier. Once again, thank you all for listening. I appreciate it. I want to apologize for getting my podcast up a little bit later than usual. There were some technical difficulties this past Mondays. So I thank you guys for your patience and still listening to me. So I do appreciate that. So today I want to talk about, and I know you all probably get tired of talking about this pandemic and COVID and, oh my God, just everything that's going on in the world. I know many people thought that miraculously 2021 was going to show us something different. That we were going to, once we get over that threshold and made it to 2021, that okay, life was going to soon get better. But the fact is, nothing had ever got resolved. So nothing was going to get better if it hadn't gotten resolved. So I kind of knew that we were still in the same spot. You never know what's going to happen. You just never know. It's life. No matter how much we can wish for, things to get better, but nothing had taken place. The vaccines are just really starting to get going. So maybe 2022 can be more hopeful. But we know this year that we still have some things. We have the vaccine trying to get out from other places, but then we also have people coming over here trying to get the vaccine. So it's a lot, but we are going to get through it. I know that everything that has ever happened in the world, that no matter what it is or no matter how devastating, that things have always began to look up afterwards. We don't like the process, however, but it does end up looking up. Okay, today what I want to talk about is how to make change work for you, because right now we're all dealing with change. Some people are dealing with change of working from home, kids not going to school, and a lot of businesses have closed and different things like that. But then on the upside, there are some people that are doing way better than they ever did before. It's crazy how the world works. Who would have thought that being a seamstress and learning how to sew, making masks, that it could change your life? So it's about being in a particular position and taking whatever it is that you're in and still trying to make it. So it's about making change work for you, making whatever's going on in your life work for you. I have a quote that says, when we experience change in our lives, we can control our response and reaction to the changes that are happening. So that is the thing, is that some changes are just unavoidable. And it's about just how to learn how to deal with them, deal with those changes. And that is what we are all doing. Nobody's ever been here before. Now, I take that back. My grandfather, who's 97 years old, he was here during the Spanish flu, which was in 1918. So he is familiar with this. And if you guys haven't listened, I have a podcast that talks about this. And he talks about how many people died and different things like that. So we're in a pretty good place where we can get a vaccine out quicker than they did back in 1918. And we can get it to people and it won't be as bad because technology and medicine and everything has changed tremendously from 1918, which is a good thing. That, maybe we can get a solution a lot quicker. So I've been thinking March, it'll be a year. And so that is what we are hoping for. So what I want to talk about is the ways that we can make change work for us. How do you do that? How do you make change work for you? Well, first of all, you have to be courageous. Believe me, these are challenging times. You have to convert different opportunities into positive outcomes. While overcoming the challenges you face, courage is a must. Be brave. Definitely. You must be brave during this time. And there are so many brave people out there that are dealing with this. There are so many people out there that have lost their jobs. And there are so many brave people who are working, the nurses, and even working in the stores and from the Uber Eats to the people that are still going in these buildings and cleaning them. Just so many people who are courageous. And the one thing about it is now those people are considered heroes. They always knew that they worked hard. And they always knew that they didn't get the credit, but now people are finally acknowledging them that, hey, you are doing it. Because guess what? I can't get my groceries, or guess what? These things, you are essential. You are essential to the cause. So there are a lot of courageous people out there, from medicine to people, EMTs, police officers, because these people are out in it every day. They never stopped. Also, this is a quote by this man named Steinberg, who wrote a book saying make change work for you. And he says, make fear your friend. And he says, picture what you could accomplish if only you put aside your worries and doubt, make firm decisions, and take smart risks. Fear. Fear gets a lot of us because fear is one of those things. And there's a saying that fear stands for false evidence appearing real. And a lot of times we don't step out because we're scared. We don't know what's about to happen. Turn your anxiety into awareness. Wow. And I know plenty of people have anxiety. Oh God. I can't even tell you about all the anxiety I have felt throughout this process, throughout this, because you just never know. But throughout it all, I've still made it. I've had some phenomenal things to happen to me during this course. I've had some bad things to happen to me. I can't say that I didn't. But overall, I'm still standing. And that is something to say during this time. And you start to appreciate being around people more, appreciate family. Listen, I just miss being able to hug people and shake hands and do all these things. And as much as we want to, and as much as we love our family, and as much as we would like to feel like we could look at them and tell them what they got going on, you just don't know. I have older parents, and you can't like really touch people or anything like that because I'm out and about, and so I don't want to be the cause of anything happening to my family. So it's the anxiety of that. So you just miss just a touch of people. And then I get that. But just know, instead of allowing anxiety to overcome you, use it to stay attuned to the changes in your environment and everything that's going on around you. Transform your failures into success. So you guys, failure is a part of life and we all experience it, and instead of allowing failure to defeat you, learn lessons from it, and so next time, you'll succeed the next time. I can't tell you how many times that I've failed at things, but I just keep trying. It might not work. I did jewelry at one time, called myself wanted to make soaps and do all those things, but I just keep trying until something hits. And I've had some things to hit. It doesn't always go your way, and it looks like everybody else outside of you is doing so well, but you can't worry about that. Comparison will hurt you. Don't worry about those things. Master the art of improvisation. And let me tell you, I love improv. Do you guys ever watch that? Like people like Wayne Brady and different things like that. They are really good. And when something is thrown at them, they're able to go ahead and somebody can say a word and they're able to go in and change whatever it is that they're doing and then adapt. And that's basically what it is. That's basically what life is, just being able to adapt to whatever it is that's going on. Because change, as I said before, is so unpredictable and you just never know what can happen. And that's all it is. It's just being able to adapt, being skillful, being flexible, playing the odds. Instead of betting everything on one grand program or initiative, make many small bets. Make many small bets. That's what you need to do. And eventually something big will happen. Eventually. Experiment constantly. If one thing doesn't work, go for the next. Pick your battles. This is one I had to learn. In the midst of all of this, I see that, people are going through their own thing. So I no longer keep worrying about whatever it is that people say or do. Because I always hear some people say, sometimes you have to play chess, not checkers. Many people in life, they're playing checkers. And sometimes you have to play with chess. So those things that people say, well, you can't do this, or those things no longer bother. They used to bother me and make me feel bad. But then I had to realize in life, if you're trying to do something different, some people are just not going to understand whatever it is that you're doing. All the criticisms doesn't matter. You hear it and you don't hear it. And sometimes you can take whatever somebody says and just use that energy and make something even better. So pick your battles. Everything doesn't require a fight or a war. It does not. Because that's where anxiety comes from. And keep moving. Steinberg says again, you also got to be able to handle setbacks and adversity as they come. Learning from these experiences to keep pushing onward more effectively. Keep moving. If the first thing doesn't work, keep on going ahead and ahead. And hey, might not work that time, keep moving. Like I said, I've tried many things and I just keep moving. Stay relevant. You know what? We have all these social media platforms. Learn your niche. If Instagram doesn't work for you, go to Facebook. If Facebook doesn't work for you, go to Twitter. Eventually something will pan out. If that doesn't work, go to YouTube. You know, they have all these different avenues. Find out what works for whatever it is that you have. Stay relevant. That is what I learned now. Like people who are making it and people who are doing things, they are personable and they're sharing their stories. Because most people love a great story. We always root for that person who turns lemon into lemonade. We love it. And we love when people are transparent and they share their stories. That's what we have to do in this climate. I remember when LinkedIn first came out and you had to put all your information on there in order to find somebody to get a job. And I'm like, oh my God, I do not want to share all of my information. Because I came from the era you looked in the newspaper, you circle how many, whatever jobs, and you called them, or you even went up to the job and dropped off your resume. So now I was being told that in order to be relevant on LinkedIn, that I had to post all my personal information. I had to get about 400 or 500 people to follow me. And basically I had to be transparent. And believe it or not, it worked for me. I got hired by several great companies off of LinkedIn, but I had to put myself out there in order for that to happen. So stay relevant. Sometimes we don't like the changes that society is giving, but we're headed in that direction. We ain't going back, y'all. I don't know how it's going to change as far as like theaters and movies and different things. Now they can have a movie release and you get to watch it from home. So change is here. And what are you going to do with it? Because the world is changing. Man, I mean, think about it. Netflix and Hulu and streaming services. You know, do people even buy DVDs anymore? CDs? I don't know when the last time I bought a CD. Because now I can stream it from my phone. I can do Apple Music or YouTube. Change is here. Zoom. I've gone to Zoom birthday parties. I know someone getting ready to have a Zoom baby shower. Change is here and there's no way around it. And we are all here again together and we are going to get through it. But know that it's here. It's here to stay and it is not going anywhere. And who knows, in 5 or 10 more years, all of this may change. You know, I remember, I guess I'm telling my age, we had MySpace and all these different platforms. And then now we're at Facebook, you know, so people keep on creating things. Who would have thought that delivery service, delivering your groceries, before it was just Peapod. And then before, when you called a restaurant, if the restaurant delivered you, the got it or you didn't. Now you can have anything, pretty much anything delivered to your home. If you drink alcohol, you can have that delivered in a matter of hours. Change is here. And the question is, are you going to stay within your old ways, or are you going to say, well, you know what? It's here and I just have to go with it. Because believe me, change is here to stay and there's nothing you can do about it. So again, guys, thank you for listening to me, to What Happens in This House Stays in This House, Strength Over Silence podcast. I appreciate you all. I'm almost at my first year. Yay! So by March, it'll be almost a year of me doing this podcast. I am very grateful for this and never would have thought. Again, change. During the pandemic, this is what happened. Never would have thought, but sitting at home, realizing that I wanted to speak and do different things because I am a speaker. So I created my own platform to speak. That was change. So again, thank you all for listening. And if you need any help, my name is, again, Tammy Montgomery Dozier. My phone number is 773-251-5537. And I'm here to assist you if you have anything going on with your mental health. I may not, I can get you in contact with the right people to help you. Again, thank you all for listening and have a great one.